Peace. This is Wise for Wise Words Media back at y'all for another round. And ESPN is at it again, man. They have no shame on openly displaying their hate for the New York Knicks. I mean, it's time and time again, whether it's them using Stephen A. Smith, making sad vignettes, having him staring across the Hudson with a sad face and sad music in the background whenever something doesn't go our way, or their refusal to admit that Jalen Brunson is a top 10 player in the NBA. He's one of the absolute best. You can't name more than 10 players that are better than him. They refuse to give him and acknowledge him as one of the best, the absolute best, top 10 players in the game today. They continue. So now their latest stunt, right? Because we're just 1 week away from NBA tip-off. The first game of the season for the New York Knicks just so happens to be a week from tonight. We have the Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. And ESPN over the weekend decided to release a power ranking for the Eastern Conference. And do you know these people actually put the New York Knicks in third place. Third place. So you mean to tell me that they have two teams that they project are going to be better than the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference? Those two teams that they put ended up being, one, the Indiana Pacers. I'm so sorry. Not the Pacers, the Cleveland Cavaliers. One, they put the Cleveland Cavaliers. And two, the Orlando Magic? The Orlando Magic is going to be better than the New York Knicks? Yo, this is a New York Knicks team that just played in the Eastern Conference Finals. We just played in the Eastern Conference Finals. We still have all the same core pieces as we had last season. We still have, and not only do we still have the same core pieces, we improved our roster. Our bench is far better. It's vastly improved. When you're talking about, we added Malcolm Brogdon and Jordan Clarkson, that's a vast improvement over Landry Shamet and Cameron Payne. Cam Payne, Landry Shamet, we just upgraded. With Malcolm Brogdon, we got the president and we got former Sixth Man of the Year who lights it up off the bench, Jordan Clarkson. We landed that, and you want to tell us that we're third place? Listen, I understand the Orlando Magic made some moves this offseason. They went and got like Tyus Jones, Desmond Bain is like their big pickup. And Desmond Bain, don't get me wrong, he's like a good 3-and-D guy. But that's not enough. What has Orlando done, right? I get that Vance Wagner is going to have another year under his belt. Paolo Banchero, who is another guy who's emerging to become a top 10 player in the NBA. I understand he's going to have another year under his belt. So I get that they're going to be a much improved team. I understand that. But to put them ahead of the New York Knicks without them having to prove anything, they haven't got out the first round yet. They're like a first round team. Now, yes, I do have faith that they will improve and they will become like a second round team and maybe even a third round team. But to say that they are better than the New York Knicks presently constructed today without them having accomplished anything on paper yet? Meanwhile, the Knicks just came from the Eastern Conference Championship, and you're going to tell me that the Orlando Magic are better than the New York Knicks? Now, I understand if you put Cleveland ahead of us. That's understandable. Why? Because Cleveland had a tremendous regular season last year. They were first place, and they held that first place down the whole season. Credit to them for that, because that's not easy. You know, usually you might have some team fighting and jockeying for position for that first place, but Cleveland held it down from the beginning of the season right through the end of the season. So I get that. I understand that. Cleveland, I'm not mad at. They still have the same core players, the same nucleus from last season that helped them win first place at the end of the season, you know, going into the playoffs. I understand that. So if you want to put the Knicks in second, even though technically the Knicks made it further than Cleveland, technically we should be number one. But if you want to put them because they did accomplish a lot last regular season, fine. I'm not going to debate. I'm not going to fight that. But Orlando? What has Orlando done to be ahead of the New York Knicks? What? What have they done? You see, ESPN, they're haters, man. They hate New York. They hate the Knicks. You know, I don't care if their studio is here in New York. The people that work for ESPN, they're not from New York. They're from all over the country. I don't care if ESPN is stationed here. The people that work there are from all over the country, and they bring their baggage. They bring their hate for New York, and they put it on full display when the cameras are on and they're sitting there in the studio telling you that teams like the Orlando Magic are better than the New York Knicks. You gotta be out your damn mind. Get out of here, man. Like, you wanna tell me that Orlando, position for position, is better than the Knicks? Orlando is better than the Knicks, position for position? You crazy. You are crazy. You must be cracked out. Because why? Only person I would say, okay, got the head-to-head on that is Paolo Banchero. That's a special talent. Him versus, you line him up with Josh Hart or whatever, or Anunoby. Head-to-head, Paolo Banchero. You got that. But what other position? What other position? Center? Nobody's better than Karl Anthony Towns on that side. Point guard? Next. We got Jalen Brunson. Next. I don't want to hear nothing else. Next. Mikal Bridges? Who they got for Bridges? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand this. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand the logic in displaying that. I don't understand the logic. But I do know where it comes from. It comes from this hate. It's a hate that is, it's overt. They just openly don't care to display hate for New York. Whether it's, you know, all of them talking bad about Jalen Brunson. He's not a superstar. He's too small. They don't talk about too small when it comes to Steph Curry. And Jalen Brunson, for the past few seasons, has been putting up comparable numbers to Steph Curry. In some departments, even better. So what are we talking about? I don't understand. What y'all putting on paper just doesn't compute. Because the product I'm seeing on full display, night in and night out, I'm seeing a team that just came from the Eastern Conference Championship. We just played against Indiana in the Eastern Conference Championship. And Indiana, that same Indiana team, they do not have their number one player this season in Tyrese Halliburton. The Milwaukee Bucks no longer have a combination of Giannis and Dame Lillard. So they have dropped off considerably. The Boston Celtics do not have Jason Tatum this season. So without Jason Tatum, the Boston Celtics are not the same. And they lost Porzingis. So they are far from the same as the same team that we beat in the second round last year. So Indiana fell off this season. Boston fell off this season. Milwaukee fall off this season. Embiid can't stay healthy. And Paul George is a shell of himself. He's not the same PG-13. So, what's really standing in our way? The only team, again, that I give you the benefit of the doubt. If you want to put them in front of us, is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just because what they accomplished last season, that wasn't easy to do. Maintain first place the whole regular season. You want to do that? Fine. Cleveland could be your number one this season. I would put the Knicks because the Knicks still have the same core that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last season. We didn't change anything, but we upgraded. We got better. We added bench pieces, solid key bench pieces. And we have a head coach now that's going to play the bench. Because even like when he coached in like Cleveland and Sacramento, he likes to, he's one of those that believes in power and numbers. So he plays depth. So we're going to have our bench. We're going to have our starters more rested and coming in more energized in the fourth quarter. And again, this is the same core that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last season. We did not lose anybody. We did not lose Brunson, Cat, Anunoby, Bridges, Hart. We did not lose the core. We still have them, but we added more. So how is it that that same team is third now? That just played in the Eastern Conference Finals. How are we third? We were just there like 4 or 5 months ago in the Eastern Conference Finals. But that's neither here nor there. I know where it comes from. It's this hate that's always been on display by ESPN. ESPN, man, the worldwide liar in sports. Just like they always lie about their pound-for-pound list with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's supposed to have been number one on their pound-for-pound list. But then they look for any excuse. It's always either Canelo they put in front of Terrence Crawford. Then when they couldn't put Canelo no more because Bivol lost, they put Crawford in there. Because he lost to Bivol. They put Crawford in there for like 2 months. Then Inoue gets 1 win. Now they put Inoue in front of Terrence Crawford. Get out of here, yo. These are the worldwide liars in sports. And I'm here in true media to shut down all the lies, all the narratives, all the Nick hate, all the Terrence Crawford hate. I've been here shutting it down for the past 3 years, and we only gonna grow and get stronger as these numbers come. And they continue to grow as this truth continues to spread. Your days are numbered, ESPN. They are numbered. Your lies and everybody from wherever you got these people from that come in to your studios with this hate for the Knicks, their days are numbered, because this season, the New York Knicks, this is the Knicks season. The Knicks will get it done in the 2025-2026 season. We will be in the NBA Finals. You got my word on that. I'm Wise Words Media. Peace.